Oh my goodness, hi you guys. Today I know I was eating my chicken noodle soup. Yum yum. That's why you see my bowl in the windowsill. So, um, yeah, eating my chicken noodle soup, and I was trying to recover before I have to get back online and excuse me and speak to people on my intellectual podcast. Uh, I won't say intellectual. I'll say academia podcast. And I came. Today I came across this lady who I knew when I first got to this area, and we were talking because we hadn't seen each other like in years, in a couple of years. I want to say like about. I've been here 5 years, so I want to say like four, and just catching up. And she was asking me what I did, and I was telling her, and I was asking her what did she do, and she told me, and the things that she was doing, it was just shocking because it's almost like she was against, I won't say against the struggle, but she it was almost as if she after she overcame, because we both had some obstacles to go through and we had some hardships, but after coming out of her hardship, it felt like not only did she try to forget it, but she downplayed people who was going through the same struggle. I'm gonna get a little bit more because I always try to tell part of it, but I have to tell you guys the honest truth because this thing is called Be Honest. Okay, so this was a time when I had to literally run for my life. Okay, when I say run for my life, I literally had to run for my life. Either I knew that if I did not run, I probably would be locked up, because of all of the abuse, or someone else was going to get locked up on my behalf because of the abuse that I had faced. And it was just crazy. So my whole thing was to get away from someone who was, abusive, so that, and me to start over so that I wouldn't be in that situation anymore, pulling myself out of that situation and trying to be proactive, well, I won't say proactive because I was already in the situation. Well, proactive, yes. I wasn't pre-active. So, but I was trying to make the situation better, you know. Did it get better? It got worse before it got better. I'll say that. It got worse before it got better. But I still was taking steps from it. And she went through a situation that was very, very close to mine. And like I said, going out of that struggle, it changed my mindset on how I don't need to judge people going through that, because anyone can literally go through that. It literally was a mind game for me. My mind was totally mind played by someone, and you don't think that that will happen to you because you're thinking about your intellect, but it can happen to anyone. The people that it happens the most to are the people who never believe that someone would manipulate them, who never believe that someone had the audacity to trick them, or think that they could outsmart, a con artist, or outsmart, you would see somebody, not even outsmart, but you will see them dead on. And that's not always the case. You have to understand that even people who are skilled at finding people and pointing out someone who is manipulative, you can second guess yourself. So the thing is, to when you feel that way, you feel any kind of friction, just separate from them. Separate yourself from them. Um, because you don't know what they have and what's connected to them, and all that other stuff, which reminds me, this particular person in my building, because all of a sudden it's like a whole magnetic field, and I don't really think that's, but anywho, so as I'm talking to her, she's already overcome this situation of being abused and not being able to. Not only that, she couldn't provide for herself. She couldn't provide for her children. I had a job then. I had a job then, but she did not. And not to say that I was better than anyone either, because we were both struggling. We both didn't have our own roofs over our heads. So, but now we're at a place where we're both doing well, and now we have a chance to help others, and now you downplaying the people with the same having the same attitude as these people, them same people who you trying to put fronts on had towards us when we were going through this, and I mean, it was mind-boggling to see someone who went through this the same way that I did, and we have different perspectives, So it's just like you seeing something happen. You're with someone else and you both seeing the same thing happen, but you have different outcomes. That's how it was. It was just like, I don't know what she took from it, but what I did know is that she was doing had the same reaction as the people um had when she was in that same predicament 5 years ago. And I'm sitting here like, how is this even possible, man? You like, and then not only that, as they're talking and they don't even know her story, her past. I'm like, I know that has to be chipping away of your self-esteem because you know how the struggle is. Even though these people are talking about all these gifts and all that other stuff and how these people are on welfare, you know the truth. You know the truth that sometimes you get out here and you bust your butt and you don't even have any money to do anything. There was times, yeah, I had a job, but I literally had to put every penny to my rent to live. Like, I was getting paid hardly nothing. I had nobody but God to put me through. Like, I even tried to apply for benefits. They would not do it. My head was busted. I didn't have insurance. They wouldn't give me insurance because it was the 90th day and not the 91st day. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, like, so I'm sitting here like, why can't you do that? And why are you putting airs on these people? These people don't care about you. And I literally had to say that. I didn't give out my whole spiel because I know how people are. Not to say that I'm ashamed of where I've been through, where I came from, or anything like that. But I will say this: I will never, ever do that again, to hold myself back or to make myself feel comfortable for someone else. Because truth be told, them people never liked her. If that was the case, and they feel that about people who they're supposed to be helping and giving to, they have a lot of other attitudes and mindsets that they built up years ago about how people are and people who have less than really are. That's just how it is. And you can never, and why would you even want to be friends with someone like that? Why? Because that really has no God in it. Um that has no God in it. And I'll tell you this: if you ever roll with God, if you ever been a disciple, I don't know if you never been a disciple, what happens, but if you ever try to do, walk with God and try to be closer to Him, you're gonna have some obstacles. You're gonna have warfare. You're gonna have obstacles coming left and right. Okay, life is not gonna be pretty. Life is not going to be pretty. People will see, the outcome of somebody who's been diligent, just busting their butt and staying close to God, and God, finally, decides, God shows some light on them, and they see the light as it, and think that they just had this whole easy task. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. So be real with yourself, because honestly, those people who trying to be fake and trying to put on airs, they probably ain't. And I'm telling you this, and this is how God works. I'm telling you, some of them people are struggling to make their bills, but they trying to put on airs in front. Some of them people need to be getting some of those toys instead of spending all that money. They next rent check for instead of going into debt or spending their next month's check just to buy clothes and buy televisions and things, just to say, look at my kid and look what I got. And some of these people, not only that, because some of them are really wealthy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Some of them are really wealthy, but a lot of those people don't even have connections with their kids. They're throwing their kids all types of J's, all types of anything that they want. They flying them in. Man, one of the ladies, let me tell you, flew in. Now we have a freaking zoo here. This woman flew in a llama. A llama. Why does a 9-year-old want a llama flown in? I don't know. I didn't even know that llamas could. Well, yes, I did. I did know that llamas could fly, but I did not know that they could fly in such short notice. Um, and wouldn't you just rent it out at the zoo or take the kid to the zoo? Um, if you have that much money. But people are doing these crazy things, and what the kid really wants is time spent with them. They want to be known that they're loved. Because what happens when the money runs out? And a lot of people gonna see that when the money runs out, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna stand? How are you gonna be? What are you gonna do when the money runs out? What are you gonna do when the money is not enough? Because kids outgrow. If you give them everything, then they're gonna want even more and more and more and more and more. What are you gonna do when that's not enough? Today it's a llama. Tomorrow it's a house of llamas. There are gonna be some limitations. That you're not gonna be able to do. So yeah. And I'm not saying this to say that about anyone who has a lot and they do really well and they're doing good for their kids, or you came out of something. I'm not saying that at all. But be honest with yourself. And if you gotta put somebody else down, or you feel like you need to put on airs to please someone else, then that's a good indication that those people are not your tribe. Those are the people that don't need to be around you. You don't need to be around them. That is just the craziest energy I've ever seen in my life. I can't do it. Can't do it. I gotta be free. When I say I gotta be free, gotta be free. Who the sun says free is free indeed. Like no, no, no. Y'all don't let anybody do that to y'all. Don't, don't. A lot of people are, especially if it's got something if it's not dealing with a job. I'm not telling you to quit your job, but maybe you should look for another one. Times are changing this way, to the point where you kind of don't have to. You got an opportunity, a window of opportunity to get up and change some things and move them around. And when I say move them around, move. So do just that. Do just that. Um, but yeah, be true to who you are. Be true to yourself. The right people will love you, and the wrong people don't even matter. The wrong people don't matter, but the right people, they'll love you. They'll love you. Um, yeah, it made me even think about. I know next year I probably won't be handing out toys or anything for the kids, not because of just the experience, but kind of my belief. I've always felt like we've celebrated Christmas as a kid, but God had got me away from that and to the point where I don't celebrate it. Last year, I kind of started going back into it and like giving more gifts, but it gave me so much stress. And it was just like, you know what? I remember previous years that I saved so much money. And when I gave people just because gifts, because I give people gifts during the year. I'm just that type of person. I've always done that my entire life. I was brought up that way entire life. So um you don't have to wait till a holiday to be nice to people. And another thing, I just don't like the whole everyone's all cheery and happy and everything until like literally the next day, and everyone's mean and angry and upset, and they're like back to fast pace until the new year. And then after the new year, they're the same way. And it's like, why can't you just keep this energy all the way? So I don't try to take part in it. I try to not avoid anyone else from taking part in what they want to, but I try to make sure that I don't get involved and wrapped up and entangled in that. So yeah. Um I'm gonna get off of here. I think that's about it. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Thank you. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you guys have noticed that I've been doing more live streams, it's because my phone and my laptop and my other computers will not let me record and upload. They'll say that I have so much space, but then if I go to a guest and I log it out and go through a guest way, then it'll let me load up, but it won't let me use the camera. It's something weird that has been going on with my devices, but that's okay. I always have backups, so no biggie. Um, Hopefully I'll get all that together. But yeah, hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem.